Awesome. All right, we're almost set to get started. I think I'm going to find Jenna. If anybody sees Jenna, point her out. Have her come up here. She's the host. She's going to take over. There she is. Look at this. Look at her. So
Yay,
popular.
Jenna!
Look, you get a round of applause for showing up.
Did
Oh,
Dan
that's
drink
mine.
my beer? Oh, Mike did. Hello, everyone.
I don't know if you're being heard. All right, so we got a couple of minutes. You'll hear. Now, you're going to see the podcast. I think they're going to put it up. I
Yeah.
see it behind you.
There's one over there, too.
It might be it's a little off on the audio. You'll hear us, but you'll see it. In the beginning, when we get started, if you feel so inclined to cheer when we tell everybody that you guys are here, go right ahead.
Woo!
Dan's taking pictures. He's the social media
content
king.
guy.
Content guy.
Hashtag content.
Any Patriots fans in the building?
You can exit. The exit is over there.
I know it's a Browns fan. God bless you. God bless you. Hanging in there.
Ooh. Oh, just one for yourself?
Yep.
Okay. He's just got one. Okay, wait.
This is the Buffalo Plus Podcast.
All right, hello and welcome to Buffalo Plus Live. Woo!
Well, that's pretty cool.
All right, we are here in Webster. Shout out Hooligans, shout out Webster, shout out Bud Light, Mike Catalana, Dan Fates. I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We got that all right?
That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay, making sure you were good.
All right, we're going to talk this Bills-Patriots matchup coming up. The game, the injuries, the outlooks, the picks, predictions, credit to me. We're going to get into it, all of it. But first off, give yourselves another round of applause. Awesome crowd here tonight. A round of applause. Give it up. We love it. Awesome talking to so many of you before we get started. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And look, you're catching us at a good time, right? Because the Bills playing well, couple of wins. They got a big game coming up on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I also appreciate everybody that helped babysit and wrangle my 3 kids that were running around here. So it was, again, we always say these places and these events are surreal to think about when we had people here that were like, oh, we were subscribers when you had 500 people back in 2021.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see what this has grown into, and we really appreciate everybody that has supported us along the way.
We've had so much fun. All right, so let's get into this matchup because we were in Orchard Park this week.
Big deal.
You know, this is a big game on Sunday, Mike. It's a hat and T-shirt game. If the Patriots win, New England would win the AFC East title, stealing it away from Buffalo. But we asked the Bills, hey, magnitude of this game. But, Mike, don't worry. It's just another game.
So we've done this. Well, I've done this a long, long time. They've just done it a long time now, right?
Ooh.
Well, I might have, like,
Ooh.
long time
There it is.
compared
There
to
it
you
is.
guys.
How many decades? Yeah.
I don't know
long,
if you
long.
guys know this, but the players lie sometimes when they say It's just the next game on the schedule. It's this, it's that. They are fully aware that New England can clinch the division. They are fully aware that they can stop them from doing it, at least on the field with them on Sunday. And they are also aware that if they win the game, there's a chance, and it becomes obviously a much better chance to get the division themselves. So, yeah, it's just a game, but it's a big game.
We've been talking about it since Wednesday, and I'm starting to come around, and I actually respect how oblivious and how much they lied to us to be like.
I was saying, I don't think it's oblivious.
Idea this was. It's just the most important game because it's the next game. That doesn't matter about any of that stuff. I'm starting to come around and be like, it's like they all got together in the locker room. They're like, hey, guys, this is what we're going to tell the media. This game doesn't mean anything. It's just another game instead of it being Drake May, the Patriots, the division, all of that.
I was imagining, Jenna, when we're all in California for the Super Bowl in February.
Just another game.
Asking the Bills.
I can see it.
It's just another game.
It's the next game.
It's the next
so
one on the schedule.
It's the biggest one. It was Jordan Phillips when we were talking to him. He's like, oh, it's a T-shirt and hat kind of game.
Joshua Palmer's like, I didn't even know the Bills and Patriots really have that big of a rivalry. It's like, oh, you're new here, bud.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this matchup because earlier on in the season, this Bills game, this was a loss for Buffalo, 23-20, 3 turnovers in that game. The Patriots came in, credit to them, Drake May and the young roster, Stephon Diggs, and they beat up on the Bills in Highmark Stadium. Dan, what was that game like watching it? And then also, how much has this Bills team grown since then?
Yeah, look, at the time, the Bills were 4-0, and it felt a little bit like fool's gold. Like, Jenna, you always say it felt like they were playing with their food because they had beaten up on the Dolphins,
and
the
I have
Jets,
to mention
the Saints.
food.
Yes, exactly. And you kind of sit back there and you're like, oh, like a loss was coming. They weren't playing well. And then you think about that game and how I remember just being how upset. It started to be like, the wide receivers can't get open and Josh didn't have any help. And you would have thought they got blown out by 30.
Yeah.
It was a last-second field goal on a last-minute drive. The Bills did not play well. They didn't play well. They committed 11 penalties, turned the ball over 3 times, and we're still right there. Now, again, that was a different New England team at the time as well. But James Cook had a bad game, only 49 rushing yards. When you kind of sit back and try and look at it from that 10,000-foot view, the Bills didn't play well. At the time, that was probably the best game New England's played, Mike, and they got the win.
I blame the Bills for this because they kick-started everything for New England. And when New England looks at what they've done, quite honestly, yes, they had a win in Tampa, which was a nice win.
Yeah.
But they came in Orchard Park, and that, unfortunately for the Bills, that was impressive to beat that team. Now, like Dan said, they're a different Patriots team. I mean, a year ago, we're in Foxborough, and they should have been the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And they fired the coach. Jenna and I were there. It was literally 5 minutes after the game. They could not wait to fire the coach.
We were still in the tunnel.
Yeah, it was over. And here they are rebuilding. So give them that. But that win against the Bills catapulted them. And for their sake, I mean, that was their second straight win, and now they've won 10 in a row.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're the Bills, you're sitting back thinking, that's not us. Sean McDermott said it that day. We played the game they wanted us to play, and they absolutely did. But that changed the trajectory of the season.
The Miami loss.
I think he's talking about for New England.
For New England, because at that time the Bills were 4-0. If they beat the Patriots and are 5-0 and have the win, and New England's got 3 losses, it is a different season. But it didn't happen, and New England got the win, so that's what's made it a race. But you know what's funny? Dan was just joking about a rivalry. The truth is, and as I mentioned how many years, they have not really had a rivalry with the Patriots.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, either the Patriots were great and the Bills were terrible, or the Bills were going to the Super Bowl and the Patriots weren't good. I've talked to people who think the only time this was a real rivalry was back in the American Football League when it was the Boston Patriots.
And you were covering those teams.
Oh, my God.
I walked into
that. As soon
into
as you were saying that, I was like, well, that's an old joke.
It wasn't that far off, I can tell you. Yeah. But it really wasn't. There was not a time when they were both really good, a little bit in the late 90s. So, here they are flipping back and forth. Now, that being said, Jenna, I think they're going to be rivals now.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been impressed by what New England has been able to do. They have a last-place schedule, but they've been able to beat teams. You talk about a 10-game win streak. I give them a lot of credit because that shows some poise and some maturity from a younger group. Like, 10 wins in a row is not an accident. And there's been moments throughout the season where they could have multiple turnover games, but they've been able to kind of ride the weather, ride the storm, and figure it out. So for me, I'm like, this is a talented New England team, but then also I just think the Bills have the poise. They have experience. And I think earlier on, and I'm curious your thoughts, I feel like when that earlier matchup in Orchard Park, it was, it's the New England Patriots. It's almost like the little brothers coming to town.
Yeah.
We're the Buffalo Bills. We're 4-0. And I think that was a wake-up call for Buffalo.
Yeah, and there's some comments here. Where's the one comment? Bella Rose saying, so McDermott was saying that he was out-coached. Yeah, you say they're a talented team. The roster is okay. They spent a ton of money this offseason. They're okay. They're a well-coached team. We've joked around about it. Josh McDaniels is going to become a head coach again. Like, I know it's a funny bit, but, like, he's flamed out tremendously as a head coach twice.
Yeah.
But him and his mentorship of Drake May, like, I do think that is playing into this. They're a fundamentally sound team. I don't think they are very similar to the 2019 Bills. Ahead of schedule, playing well, and they're well coached.
Bought in. This is a very bought in. But they also get a ton.
Culture. This is the epitome of why, for everybody that is a Sean McDermott hater, and just no matter what the Bills do, everything is Sean McDermott's fault. Look at what a culture in a locker room, in an organization, and stability can do. Mike Vrabel came in there and instantly brought credibility to that organization that hadn't had it for 5 years, and has put that organization back on track.
I mean, all you have to do is look at the Cincinnati Bengals. They have Joe Burrow, and he's been hurt a couple of times, but that organization's all over the map. They're going to miss the playoffs again. The Baltimore Ravens are falling. Finally, the Kansas City Chiefs are falling. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Erotic.
Tell people what that's about.
You tell people what it's about.
No, we were just joking that seeing like Patrick Mahomes getting sacked and running for his life and the Chiefs failing in tremendous moments that they usually would pull it off was borderline awesome.
Yes.
The PG
It is.
version. Awesome.
And look, that's the way I think that. But the point was the Bills have maintained, and Josh Allen's been on the field all the time, but they've had a lot of roster changes, a lot of injuries, everything that goes with it. Culture matters. And to your point, I think Mike Vrabel has absolutely created that culture in Foxborough, and they are buying in. Stephon Diggs is buying in. They're all buying in right now.
For now.
For now.
For
yes.
now is,
For now
is the key word.
Yes.
But you talk about culture, and there is that culture, though, in Buffalo. Because this Bills season, we talked to Josh Allen this week asking him how this team has evolved. That earlier matchup was October 5th. Think about where the Bills were at then, and then that stretch that they went through. Win-loss, 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 win-win. They've been able to get some sustained success these last couple of weeks. And I think, Dan, because of that, we joke, and it's so cliche. At the end of the day, should I say that? Because
end of the day is a favorite cliche.
Cliche. But at the end of the day, this team has been through tough moments where this locker room had to figure it out, and they've been able to do that. And I think that can be a feather in this team's cap.
Well, I think we talked about that after on the podcast after Pittsburgh, and we talked about it after the last game. The emotion that Josh has shown, where it's like we're critical of it as well about where this offense is. And then I asked Josh this week, no big deal, talk to Josh Allen.
You talked to Josh Allen.
But the fact of where's this emotion seemingly coming from these last few weeks? And he's like, well, cliche Josh of, it's just, I don't think about it. BS. I think he's heard all of the stuff about this offense stinks, they can't get open, they're not what they used to be, and Josh is like, I'm still Josh Allen, and I'm still going to put the team on my back. 3rd and 15, it's fine, I'll do it. Credit to Sean McDermott for allowing a pass play to be called in that situation. He was aggressive in that game against Cincinnati. I think they'll be aggressive again. That's kind of becoming a little bit of that identity for this Bills team this last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And it is funny to see Josh Allen. And, we see him every week, and we see him after the games talk about things. And he doesn't point to individual matchups at all. If you ask him about going against Patrick Mahomes, he plays against their defense and all those things he says. Josh Allen this year played Patrick Mahomes. Well, he played Lamar when Lamar was coming into a season. Everybody thought they're loaded this year. They put up a lot of points, and Josh had a historic fourth quarter. Played against Kansas City when the national perspective was the Chiefs are back, watch out for the Chiefs, and he beat them. Played Baker when he was an MVP candidate, beat them. And then Joe Burrow is back. Dan, the Bengals.
Don't let him get in the playoffs.
So Josh didn't let him get in the playoffs because he beat him.
We'll never let him in.
And now he's got Drake May, who is getting all the flowers, as you kids say. He is.
Wow, Michael.
What a
Right?
hip,
Am I
what a
right?
hip
Yeah,
reference.
look at that.
Yeah,
When I get one right, they tap me on the head. Good job.
You did it.
You did it.
It's like when Keon catches an 8-yard pass.
Well,
Good
that's
job.
another thing.
Good job.
But he knows what's being said about Drake May. This is not personal that he dislikes. I think he really likes Drake May. He's known him, but he does not want to hear about Drake May being equal to Josh Allen.
I do think it's interesting because I guess myself included, I had the perception like Josh was like mentoring Drake May, like talking to him in the off season, really like preparing him. And when we had the interview this week with Josh, he was saying how like, yeah, we have the same agent and we don't talk about football at all. It's about life. But I feel like it was kind of the narrative that I thought of was like, oh, Josh is like really helping Drake May evolve. When it's like, no, I think they're just dudes.
Yeah, the question was phrased as you've had a lot of veteran quarterbacks take you under their wing. What's it like to take a young quarterback like Drake May under your wing? And he's like, I haven't taken anybody under my wing. And I think that's also, especially at this stage in Josh's career where we talk about whether you want to say it's the prime or a smidge on the other side of the prime.
Yeah.
I still think he's the competitor that is not giving away any trade secrets to his success yet. He's not Phillip Rivers and coming back to mentor anything.
Grandfather? Are you going to be out there, Grandpop?
Next week, the Colts. I'm signing with the Colts next week. If Rivers doesn't make it
You
through the
heard it
game,
here first.
they're hiring grandpas these days, so I'm going to be out there. By the way, you guys know, maybe you don't know, a lot of times you'll see a quarterback or a team's one-loss record for the player. Like they'll say Josh Allen's record is this. So technically, well, obviously he lost to Drake May in October. Technically, he lost to Drake May
Week 18
last
Wow.
year. Josh played one play and walked off the field. Drake May played three.
Three. What
Three,
is the
and
three
then
now?
they kicked. Drake May gets the win. The Bills didn't want to win.
So are
the
you
game.
saying stats are stupid?
Well, I guarantee you at some point
There it is.
Sunday.
I got one guy.
There we go. Stats are some point Sunday they'll say Drake May's trying to beat Josh Allen for a third straight time.
You know you're going
Drake
to hear
May
that.
owns Josh Allen.
Put that on the bingo card.
Yeah.
That it will absolutely. But
Third straight win.
I do think what I found that was pretty cool to me was Sean McDermott was talked about how earlier on in Josh's career, Josh would be like, oh, it's Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen. And sometimes that would not rattle Josh, but kind of get in Josh's head. And I think that was interesting where Sean was saying, hey, no, you're going against the other team's defense. Because we talk about it's this quarterback matchup versus that quarterback matchup. And I know it kind of seems like surface level, but I do think he's evolved in that way.
No question. It used to be sugar high Josh. He'd start the game. He'd be all over the place. And look, if you're a guy like Josh Allen, you come into the league, it was Tom Brady first. That was the guy. Mm-hmm. He never got a chance to beat Brady. It was a limited amount of time in New England and one time in overtime at Tampa. But since that point, he's become that guy that other players try to beat. This one's a little different. It's in the division. Look, he's handled Tua. The Jets have everybody and their brother play quarterback. But Drake May's going to be around for a while. So this is going to be something between the two of them.
So do you know who's favorited in this game?
I don't know. We could ask Stephon Diggs because he seems to really care. We talked to about 8 people this week up in Orchard Park. There wasn't one question or comment about Stephon Diggs.
Yes.
It is like he's by far the ex-girlfriend and that the Bills aren't even looking. They're not even liking the Instagram pictures anymore where they're like, oh, they went to Cabo? Oh, no, that's cute. She went with her new boyfriend? That's cool. Good for them. They don't even care. It is so far in the past.
But in October, the ex-girlfriend showed up big.
But
Showed with the rich new boyfriend.
But do you think that's authentic? Because to me, I do think that the Bills don't care about Diggs anymore. I feel like earlier on in that matchup in October, that was still top of mind.
It's the third
Yeah.
matchup.
So-
It's kind of old.
Here's what I would say to you guys. I think it's old in the part of him being the former Bill. I think it should be more about he's had one good game and one really good game against the Bills.
Yeah.
They need to do something against Diggs this week. Diggs really took over that game for Drake May and the Patriots the last time they played. Forget the fact that he played in Buffalo. You're right. That doesn't matter now. What matters is Stephon Diggs as a receiver in the slot that the Bills have to cover.
That has been by far his best game with
No
the Patriots.
question.
146 receiving yards. Like he was that guy that whenever Drake May
Yep.
needed something, it was Diggs showing up.
Yeah, and there's some comments here saying about where Diggs is playing. Diggs is really only getting about 50% of the snaps. Like they are rotating it around that passing game. It's not just Diggs.
Right.
And Drake May is following the Josh Allen philosophy of whoever's open, I'm going to throw the ball
Well,
to.
for Josh now, there's nobody open. So
Nobody's
I guess
open.
that's
But this,
You know the commonality between the last two wins? Defense forcing turnovers and it being either the tight ends or the running backs leading pass catchers.
that help out Josh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
we got a chance at the practice squad for the Bills for wide receivers at this point. Shocking that Gabe Davis didn't change their passing offense.
Taking
taking
shots
credit.
at Gabe Davis?
Gabe's out there playing hard.
Okay, I said this
So
to
is
someone.
Keon.
I said this to someone earlier today, though. At least for Gabe, I don't care about the stats. I care about in the moment. Can you make a big catch in a big spot? That is what I care about. He's not going to have tremendous numbers. I'm fine with that.
Look at him.
He's like, oh shit, I can't.
Dan?
Yeah.
Big catch, big spot.
Yeah.
Actually, in the first game, he had a couple of nice catches. Josh went to him on a fourth down
Against
in his
Tampa
first
Bay.
game. Yeah, Tampa Bay game.
Yeah. Again, I don't care if he put up crazy numbers. In a big spot, can he make a big catch? And he has been able to do that. And I trust him a hell of a lot more than I do Keon.
The only one I expect in a big spot to come up and make a play is Shakir.
Shakir. Yep.
In terms of the receivers.
Yeah.
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 I mean, that's fair. And obviously, it's understandable given the recipe for success for this team has obviously been getting the tight ends involved, getting other people involved.
So you mentioned a lot about this game and where the Patriots are. It's pretty simple math. If they win the game, they win the division. For those who are trying to think about it, you'll think about it more if they get the win on Sunday. If the Bills win, the one game you got to point to is, well, I'll say two. The Patriots would still need to lose to either the Jets or the Dolphins.
Correct.
They need another division loss. The Bills have an opportunity, I guess. If they lose, they'll be what? A game behind.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots still have a game against Baltimore.
Jets,
and then they play the
Dolphins.
Jets and the Dolphins. So they certainly, if say the Bills win, they could certainly lose to Baltimore. And then you would say, okay, they're tied, but they have a better division record than the Bills. So the Bills would need a loss to the Dolphins. Now, that being said, if they beat Baltimore and they lose to the Dolphins and the Bills win out, the Bills will win the division. So it's still there. It's much more likely that the Bills
I do
are a
think the
wild card.
Dolphins have some fight, though.
They do. If the Bills can get it to that game, it'll be fun that last week.
I have a hot take.
Oh.
Dan's got a hot take.
We have an alarm
This could be
sound?
anything.
Oh, one of the comments is, "Hey Jenna, where are the glasses at?"
Everybody loves Jenna's
very-
glasses.
I had
Very
an
funny
allergic
inside joke.
reaction.
I have more confidence in
Oh.
Joe Brady than I have at I think any point this year.
Because they're won 2 games.
Because I have seen, so against Pittsburgh, they ran the same play 75,000 times. Off of that, they found success against Cincinnati. So they're putting something on tape, and that's the thing where it's like, okay, Joe Brady's really good at doing the same thing over and over and over again. But then we saw against Miami, when if the team stops that, what do you have to go off
Yeah.
of? That quick pass to Knox that started the game for 20-something yards, they showed the exact same formation, exact same everything, and then did something off of that. They sucked the linebackers in. They went to more play action because of how much they ran against Pittsburgh. So Cincinnati's going, we're going to sell out against this run, what they did so many times against Pittsburgh, and he was able to build something off of that.
Yeah.
That, to me, is the Joe Brady that I thought took over for Ken Dorsey, where I went, okay, now we're stacking things. Now we have concepts. Now we have plays that we go – because they did that play to Knox 2 or 3 times.
It was effective.
It was effective. So now – that's in the minds of the Patriots. So then you can go back to the bread and butter. Like, you have the predictability of that wide receiver screen, those things that have driven all of you guys crazy this year. They've had stuff to now go off of it, and that to me is the first time in months that I've been encouraged by Joe Brady's ability to adapt and engineer something.
Is that adapt or is that evolving, or what would you say that is?
I think it is, and I think it's also taking what's in front of you. Like Dan's point was they ran that same play against Pittsburgh because it was working. So run it again. And then against Cincinnati, they're lousy guarding tight ends. Throw it to your tight ends. And it worked. But you are adapting a little bit to what you do. Go back to that New England game. They threw one to Keon, who had been benched for the first series. As soon as he caught the ball, put it on the ground. Next series, the Bills got it. They tried a jet sweep to Dawson Knox. And that's the first time Sean McDermott talked about being too cute. It was too cute. That play doesn't work. Should never be called. So they did things like that. I think he's gotten away from those things. Have we seen a lot of jet sweeps in the last few weeks?
Do you think Sean McDermott just was like, absolutely not?
Just
put
a big
massive
X
in the playbook?
And we've only seen a couple of Shakir screens.
Less.
Right?
Certainly less.
Less than was in the past. So
the chat is very concerned about Stephon Diggs, and people are arguing in the chat.
Well, they should be concerned about Diggs. Diggs burned them in the first game. And my concern with Diggs in the game is I think Taron Johnson's got to be the guy guarding him, and we all love Taron Johnson.
Rough year.
It's been a rough year. He's been beaten up his career. He's taken a lot of shots.
I think of what you said when we were watching the Bengals game when Taron was getting up off the turf, and you said, that looks like me getting up.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of is. Football players age on the field like
that's not
people
nice.
age. No,
you guys think I'm hard on Gabe and
no,
Keon.
Hold on.
Mike's making comparisons about him and Taron.
Okay. My point is it's a tough game, and Taron Johnson is not the biggest guy in the world.
No.
And he has sacrificed his body on the field. At some point, it just takes a toll. And Stephon Diggs, or everybody else thinks, still has that quickness, still can get himself open, still can make plays, and he did it against the Bills. I know we've talked about Christian Benford and following top receivers. I don't think that's a good move with Diggs. I think Diggs is going to be on the inside. That's not Benford's strength. I think Benford takes away what they do on the outside, but you need Taron or Cam Lewis or who's ever in that spot to do a better job.
Well, you mentioned Christian Benford. Excuse me. He popped up today on the injury report. He was limited at practice with a toe injury. He was seen around Orchard Park wearing a soft boot. And, I mean, level of concern. It's understandable.
He was still limited. He still went through all the individual drills that the media was available to see today. It feels more precautionary. Now, again, if he doesn't practice tomorrow, that's a terrible sign. Could have been stepped on, could have been something like that. But he went through practice, and then he was in a big puffy boot.
I have those. They're called Uggs.
Yeah, imagine a slipper. This wasn't the Big Ben walking boot that you saw him in. This was a soft. So I don't think there's too much concern as we're going live here on Thursday night.
Yeah. I just was wondering, if you were a football player and you had a toe injury, wouldn't you want them to just say foot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Toe, just like Joe Burrow.
They need to rebrand Turf Toe.
They need to rebrand.
These are like, Turf Toe.
Turf Toe
you're
sounds
out for months.
like Joe Burrow was out for 2 months.
He had to get surgery.
You cannot.
Turf toe.
It's pretty much a dislocated toe, which is very painful.
Oh, throw in dislocated. That makes it sound.
But they call it turf toe.
Turf toe.
It
just is like he's got a
It's
toe
got a
injury.
hangnail,
turf
but
toe.
it's a really painful injury.
Yes, it's painful, and you can't run. That's kind of
Is
a
that
key
important
thing.
in football?
Is it what?
How do you look running?
Is it?
Is it You and Taryn.
We know how he looks.
It's a
doing
pretty good
Pilates.
race right now. We'll go head to head.
Okay. I am a little concerned about Benford just because I get it, the precautionary measure of being in a boot, but just a guy that you know it needs to have a big game on Sunday, having anything pop up on the injury
Right.
report. To me, it's like, ooh, that is not great. But in terms of the Bills injury report, Terrell Bernard, limited at practice, other guys like that, it seems like they are trending in the right direction.
Yeah, and we'll see about Joey Bosa. Obviously, he's been a very impactful player for them when he's been healthy and on the field. He's been out. This is where teams just have to be smart. Like, the Bills don't know 100% that they're in the playoffs, but they feel pretty good about it. You got to have Bosa ready. He may very well play Sunday, but we'll see.
Doesn't it feel like they've already gotten more games than you expected out of Joey Bosa?
Yes.
And that's
like,
great.
Yeah,
it's like
1,000%.
It's like you're getting bonus games from this
You're like,
point
oh
out.
my, good
Yeah.
job.
It's like,
But-
you're still on the field.
Not that it takes that much to figure out. The idea is the biggest games at the biggest time, and I give him credit for playing as well as he did, certainly having impactful plays. I don't think sitting him out, yes, if you just sat him on the sidelines, because some people would say, bubble wrap him the whole year. He's got to play. They're paying him to play, and he's made plays. The hamstring stuff happens, especially with players that have had a history of that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying is, yes, it's a big game Sunday.
I get it, though. You're like, it's a big game Sunday, but there's even bigger games coming
And
down
if
the
he
line.
comes back a week early,
Soft tissue injury, there's always
Right.
those concerns about re-injuring it, making it worse, especially on an older player, especially with a player with an injury history
Exactly.
like his. I do understand. My expectation, I don't know if he will play Sunday, just because of all the things that we said, but we should talk about the pass rush.
yeah.
1 second.
What?
So the chat's making a very big deal, and we do want to acknowledge the chat. Thank you, everybody, for commenting,
yes.
subscribing on the YouTube. That, Stephon Diggs is this all-pro Justin Jefferson, and that who's going to cover him. Out of his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, he has 2 games, 1 game over 70 yards.
Yeah, his far and away best game was against Buffalo. What do you have, 30 yards last week, 25 yards?
26 and 20.
Yeah.
This thought that Stephon Diggs is going to wreck the Bills and that he's the most important thing, I think is a little bit overblown. Yes, it is Stephon Diggs, and you know how personal he takes these things, but over his last 9 games are 26, 20, 105, 46, 38, 14, 69, and 28 yards. Like, he isn't an all-pro wide receiver or even a Pro Bowl wide receiver anymore at this point in his career.
I hear that, and I also think he takes this game very personally.
Yeah. I thought stats slide.
Yeah. Snip, snap. Hold on,
I
wait.
think fans feel this way because it's Diggs, but more importantly because he torched them in the first game.
Yeah.
And so if you told the fans, let him have 100 every week, just don't do it against the Bills. Unfortunately for the Bills, he did it against them in that game. And let's be honest, the entire game, when you're watching the game, you knew they were throwing to Diggs, and the Bills still didn't stop it.
Yeah.
He was really good in that game.
He's going to go off for 12 and 120, now that I said that.
Yeah, I think context
Steph,
matters. Those
he-
other games.
He subscrimes, right?
Yeah.
Diggs?
Oh, no, he's not a subscriber.
He's going to put on his
He's-
Instagram story that comment.
Yeah.
He's going to clip
Yeah.
Buffalo Plus.
Yeah, he's gonna. I took that personally.
Yeah.
But for Diggs, I do genuinely think that this game he looks at differently. I think when the schedule came out, he circled these 2 games against Buffalo and was like, he takes things
Yeah.
and uses that as an edge, as a chip on his shoulder. And he was even asked that about, hey, your team is underdogs, 1.5 underdogs with the line set by Vegas. But Diggs is taking that like a slap in the face.
The thought that they're using the fact that they're underdogs by 1.5 by Vegas as their bulletin board material crown jewel for this game is preposterous to me. And no, I can't spell it. But the fact is that Vegas doesn't give away free money, and this thought that the Patriots have won 10 games in a row, and now you're going to give them, they're going to get points at home against the Bills. Oh my gosh, of course I'm going to take it. Vegas doesn't give away free money, and they have their own numbers, and they look at this game differently than how Stephon Diggs looks at it, because they don't build those casinos on lost money.
On your money, probably.
It's a lot on Uncle Dan's money.
Narratives. Coaches love narratives. They love to sell it. They are going to push it. And I'm sure, I don't think Mike Vrabel walks in and going, I can't. He just will say it. He will get the word out amongst the team.
Yeah.
They do it. They do it forever. Bill Belichick, one year, Bill Belichick showed his team before a Super Bowl the parade route that was put out by the city of the team they were playing. Put out by, like, the mayor. Because if they won the game, they were going to have a parade. They put it out for the police. And he played it for his team the night before a game and said, look at these guys. They already think they're going to win.
But if they're more worried about the Vegas line than they are against the chance of that they get to clinch the division.
Cooking. Let them cook.
It's insane to me.
I get it, but I think they're competitors that it's funny that the good doesn't motivate them as much as being called an underdog.
Sean McDermott's not walking in the locker room and is like, guys, we're favorites by Vegas. We're all
No,
set
he's
this
walking
week."
in the locker room with saying, go ahead.
He's saying, we cannot let them win an AFC title
Correct.
against
That's the bigger issue, not what Vegas says.
That's the bigger result.
Exactly.
It's
but
about
still,
disrespect.
It's still about, exactly. It is about disrespect, and they use whatever edge they can. For the Bills, it's about being disrespected for another team taking your title, and for the Patriots, about the disrespect of being underdog. I understand what you're saying, but do you get how for a player it doesn't matter?
Agreed, but I just think on the pecking order of motivation, it should be very low what Vegas says about you.
I completely agree.
Now, when it's 13 points and above, that's just straight up disrespectful. That this team thinks that you're going to get your doors blown off.
The disrespect is not in the total number. It is just in which team is considered the favorite. That's all it is. Could be a half a point.
No, I think
I'm saying
16 and a half point underdogs, that's like they think we're going to go out there and throw
yeah,
up on
but
ourselves.
And you probably will if you're 16 and a half point underdogs. They have won 10 games in a row. They beat the Bills earlier this year, and they're at home.
Denver's a home underdog against the Packers this week.
Yeah, but they didn't play the Packers before, and the Packers have almost an identical record or close to their record. So it's a point and a half. They're going to make more of it than it is.
Love the Bills this week.
Well, we joked about if you're Sean McDermott, you're printing out early
hats and T-shirts that say Patriots AFC East champs, and I'm putting them on the table when the team comes in.
And Vrabel's making sure it's saying we're 1.5 point underdogs.
It doesn't matter the point spread. It just says we are underdogs.
We are underdogs.
But Stephon Diggs literally was asked about, hey, you're underdogs. Does that give you an extra chip on your shoulder? He said, it gives you an edge.
We're disrespected.
We're
all
discarded.
discarded.
Says in the media. I don't listen to anything Stephon Diggs says in the media.
I don't listen to the media. They're not telling the truth.
I don't listen to Diggs when he's saying something flowery. I listen to Diggs when he's saying something annoyed. And he was frustrated, you could tell. He said they were a team of cast-offs.
Yeah.
And
when they got Drake May quarterbacking, he was the
top
pick
5
in the
pick.
draft.
Yeah,
I've been a cast-off and run myself out of 3 organizations. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I've casted myself off.
Yeah, well, that's accountability, which I don't think is the strong suit. Okay,
it's tough to take moral high ground from Stephon Diggs.
I hear, yes. I feel
fired
like
up
think
tonight.
We're Stephon Diggs. Like we're
Wait a minute. I feel like this is usually the kind of argument I make to you two, and now it's Dan making it, and I'm sitting back on. I didn't make the betting line, Dan.
Yeah, Coondog says, Dan, chill out. It's an abstract argument. Coondog's been at some of our meetups.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out. You're right.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make an abstract argument really passionate.
Yeah, you're really
getting
into it. Relax, sir. Okay, let's talk about where this Bills team is at coming into this game.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned it earlier, but there was the inconsistencies, the losing, the bad games. They've been able to string together a couple wins in this last stretch, one of which in Pittsburgh, obviously the huge one against the Bengals. Where is this team at coming into Sunday?
I do think it helps with confidence. I think because they won different ways. I know nobody wants to hear this because they just gave up, 34 points. But I do think the defense has been trending in the right direction, that if they could get a couple of guys back to help them, and I know people have been down on Terrell Bernard, I think he can get on the field. Shaq's not going anywhere, but I think Bernard can get on the field. Maybe he and Milano with snaps. I do think he can play on the outside. Christian Benford's playing great. Trey White has hung in there. Like, he gave up a touchdown, but I want to see a little more out of Max. I know he's a rookie, but his speed can help them. Their biggest issue there, the one thing that concerns all of us, they just don't get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
It's not enough. We talked about Bosa. I will admit, Greg Rousseau has disappointed
You're
me.
You're not mad. You're disappointed.
Yes, I'm disappointed. I thought he would have 10 or more. What did I say? 8 or more? 10?
I think you
Whatever
said
I
10.
said, he's not
Greg's
close.
like, he's going to have 15.
You know what? Greg's a very nice guy, and I don't think he
yeah.
wants to hurt the quarterback on the other team. So he's, just stayed away from them a little
The
bit.
Bills' best pass
So
rusher.
kind of him.
The Bills' best pass rusher is Christian Benford.
He's got 2 sacks.
It's
yeah.
corner blitzes. Like, the pass rush is still a massive issue, but they have found ways to be creative.
They've needed to. It's taking chances. When you send a corner blitz, you better hope he gets there because
Yeah.
you are leaving a
You're selling out.
marginal back seven, with one less player. And in the game Sunday, when Joe Burrow might be the smartest quarterback in the league, they got him twice on that. They got him on the sack, and they got him on the interception when he did not see it coming. And that's what you have to do. The timing has to be right. The player has to execute it, too. But it's a little bit of desperate times that they need to do it.
And that's why it feels so different this game. You look at Taylor Rapp was playing safety. Max Harrison wasn't involved. Shaq Thompson has added what did you say? Strengthened the spine of the Bills
He's
defense.
just offered stability.
Stability.
In the middle
physicality.
of that defense, no
Yeah.
doubt.
So, that's where this game, kind of stacks up differently. We were talking to Mike Giardi of the Boston Sports Journal, and kind of how the Patriots answered that running attack the first time around.
Yeah.
They went with pretty much 4 defensive tackles on their D-line and 3 linebackers. They were like, you aren't going to run the ball on us. I think that's changed. I think that if that happens again, the Bills are more prepared, and there's no Milton Williams for the Patriots.
Which is big.
That's the biggest thing. The Patriots were one of the best rushing defenses through 11 games of the season. They're not that over their last 3. They've gone from top 5 to 23rd against the run because Milton Williams has been out. He will not play on Sunday. That is, again, for as bad as the Bills wide receivers are, and they are bottom 5 in the NFL, it's just the facts of the matter. This is going to be so much of Drake and Josh. We look at it. I just think this is another one of those James Cook games where kind of like Pittsburgh, where you looked at this and said, we're going to run the ball down your throat, and then we're going to have Josh Allen be Josh Allen when the moments are brightest.
Yeah, well, I think you can exploit that matchup like you talked about, the inefficiencies on the Patriots defense, those key players that are out. And then when I look at for the Bills defense, you mentioned it, but the defense does look so much different now than it did in Week 5. We're now in Week 15. Shaq Thompson you talk about. I mean, Taylor Rapp, and we know how much he had been struggling early on in the season, him not being in the lineup. And I said this earlier on today, off camera. I was talking with Dan. I said, we owe an apology to Cole Bishop because I think we all were like, Cole Bishop does not deserve to be on the field. He has been tremendous this season.
I will apologize. I didn't think he could play. He just
I didn't think so
he
either.
looked lost. Dan's not going to apologize, no?
I'm not going to apologize for him getting dribbled like a basketball. That wasn't me.
No one.
Okay,
No.
but it's taking what you see in a moment and saying he can't play. And I think we all
100%.
took it too far.
I never took it too far. I never take anything too far.
Dan's like, I take everything so far that it's not far
Abstract
enough.
arguments, I take too far. But besides that, I was telling Jenna, we were talking about it. There is new evidence that has changed my theory on
Oh,
the play.
my God.
I was like, take some accountability. We said he was trash.
I never said trash. Never.
You said he was soft.
I said the S word.
Yeah, you said he was soft.
He has not been playing soft anymore.
No.
He's played better. I think sometimes it happens with a player. I would say
When Josh
this.
plays bad in the game, I can't say Josh is bad.
No,
I was
no, no,
evaluating
no,
what
no,
I saw on the
no,
field.
no,
Cole
no,
Bishop was
no,
getting
no,
dribbled
no,
by
no.
Bijan Robinson
No,
and Derrick
no.
Henry. Yes,
no.
yes, yes.
Terrible comparison.
Nope.
Cole Bishop had not done it before. He had not done it. Josh Allen has done it.
Yeah.
Well, we know he's been
Eight,
player of the
usually.
week 18 times. He's won the MVP. He can have bad moments. Cole Bishop is now becoming the guy that can have a bad moment and doesn't get judged as a bad draft pick or a guy that can't play. Because in the beginning, it kind of looked that way.
I agree.
He's saying he has more evidence now. And I was just saying, I think, what?
This is Dan.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is. You can't write this.
Yes, I have more evidence. I said he was trash, and now he's not trash,
Poor
and now I say he's
Renee.
good.
Poor Renee.
If Keon
Just apologize.
If Keon starts stacking up 100-yard games, I will change.
I am gonna for
I will
Keon.
change-
I'm gonna go through our old Buffalo Pluses. I'm gonna clip all the stuff.
I will. If there's evidence that tells me otherwise that I see with my 2 eyes, I will change my thoughts.
God,
And still not apologize.
where is Renee here? I don't
No,
know how
she
you
left.
do
No,
it.
she left.
She left.
I can see why.
Okay, let's get into some of. We'll do our picks and stuff in a moment.
Picassos.
But we should do. Shout out Picassos.
Picasso's
Shout out
Pizza. Big. We're very, very happy to have them, aren't we, Jenna?
We love Picassos.
We're happy
pizza.
they're still with us.
Yeah, we are. All right, we're gonna do our Picasso. Well, you know what pairs well with Picasso?
Bud
Light.
Bud Light.
Atta girl.
Get a
Is
little
it a
Bud
Bud
Light
Light?
action. Someone was asking if you wanted to put on the hat.
I did that. That's an end of the show thing.
Okay, I was just say. So our Picasso's Player of the Week, Dan, Mike, do you have one?
Go ahead, Dan.
No, you go first, Mike.
All right. I'm going to say defensively, and I'm going to say Taron Johnson. And I like Taron a lot, and maybe, he knows Diggs well. It did not go well. One thing about that guy, he will study, he will learn. If he's feeling good physically, he knows a lot about Diggs. Maybe there's some help there, but I think that is a key player for this game, to Jenna's point. Diggs takes it personally. It worked with come on. Vrabel put him out as captain. They played up the whole Diggs thing.
Yeah.
He celebrated walking off the field. That's got to burn their
Bridges?
Britches.
I was
Did you say
britches.
bridges?
Yeah.
I think it's britches.
I thought it was
is it?
britches as well.
It is britches.
Is it
right?
britches? Let's go to.
But
yeah?
you can
Okay.
burn a bridge, but this is
Yeah.
burn their britches.
That's what
Burning
Dan does.
bridges.
I'm going to go Taron Johnson, and I want to see him play well. And if he's going to play in that slot, let's see how he does against Diggs.
I like that. No Greg Rousseau, or just checking in.
Greg's going to be big game. Big
Yeah.
game for Greg.
Greg,
One or two good stops in the run game. It's happening.
All right, who's your player?
You go.
Okay, I think for me, it's James Cook. I feel like that's just very easy to take. I think James Cook has been really great this season. I have concerns with the fumbles. Can he make sure that he can protect the football? I think about the earlier game where the Bills lost. It was those 3 turnovers. Now for James Cook, back-to-back games with a fumble. I think for me, it's James Cook just getting it going early and often, and then you can let Josh Allen be fantastic off of that. But I do think there's an opportunity to exploit the Patriots' run defense, and I think James Cook should take advantage.
Mine's Shaq Thompson.
Ooh,
We've talked about it.
Spine of the defense.
Spine of the defense, as Jenna likes to say, is provided stability, and I think the physicality that a Vrabel team is going to want to come out with. For as good as Drake May has been, they still want to establish the run. And for what Shaq has brought to this lineup, which he did not really have an impact in that Patriots game, I think we'll feel an impact there as well. My other one, Picasso player of the game, Jordan Poyer. And there's another guy.
Yeah.
Here's a guy
Here's a guy.
that I think has changed my opinion on how I view him this season.
You mean once you saw him actually play?
Once I saw more evidence, because I saw the evidence in Miami.
He did his own
So
research.
good. He's so good.
This is how you pivot on a hot
I
take.
was saying, this is how you don't take any accountability. You're
This
like,
is how you pivot. And he's been really good. And I think that leadership in this spot, along with how Cole Bishop's played, will be crucial.
I mean, I will say, when Jordan Poyer came back, I was like, that's crazy. But he's played well for them in some big
Leader.
moments.
Absolutely. And, we knew this is the
Yeah.
guy that Poyer has been for this team. The story of him couldn't fly to Kansas City, so he got in a van and they drove him 18 hours to go out there. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way this guy plays. But, he's been around a long time. He has helped them immensely in that secondary. He's brought them together. I think he's helped Bishop a lot. So, yeah, he's been a key player, and I'm glad Dan's come aboard
Yeah.
for what we told him
Look
before.
at that. Any predictions?
For the game,
Yeah. No, interception, anything like that?
Cook goes for 150
Really?
Rushing yards.
rushing yards.
Wow,
Wow.
that
That's
would be
considerable.
big. If James Cook goes
No
for no
fumbles.
fumbles.
No fumbles.
That is
That's
big.
That's
security.
a hope. That's
Cannot-
that's
Well,
a hope.
yeah.
Cannot turn the ball over.
Well, I know before you had your prediction.
I had a couple weeks in a row. I'm not going to beat individual players. I think the Bills get May twice in this game. 2 interceptions of Drake May in the game. He's thrown a few. I think they get him twice.
All right. I'm going to say Cole Bishop interception. Last week it was like they needed turnover in this spot, and they were able to get it done. And I think that's obviously been really important to their success recently. All right, let's do our picks for the game.
Yeah, we've done these live shows, and it's been really hard at times to pick against the Bills. I was very excited all day, not just
and
because...
then once the game was played and you had more information,
you were like,
changed your
chose
pick.
the other team.
Now you're just changing my argument. Jen and I were texting today, like, this is just a really cool event. I grew up coming here with my parents and all of that stuff. So to come here, and I was very excited because I'm really confident, actually, in the Bills this week.
I was thinking, I ordered the hot chicken on the menu, which looked really good. It should be the Dan Fade's Hot Takes Chicken.
Oh,
that would
like
be good.
that.
I know the GM here.
Wouldn't that be good?
See, everybody here's so much nicer than when I'm reading the chat. It's like, Dan should shut up. Tell Mike and Jenna, tell Dan to shut up. Dan's ruining this podcast. It's like, everybody here is so much nicer to my face. Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
There we go. Appreciate it. Just feel right at home. I appreciate it.
I do appreciate that.
But I was also very excited because I was excited to pick the Bills this week. Vegas doesn't hand out free money. And I go back to that. Like, the Patriots are on a 10-game winning streak, and they're off a bye, and Vegas still has Bills as the favorite. That, to me, says something. Vegas isn't wrong very often. I like the Bills in this spot. No Milton Williams for the Patriots. Josh Allen taking this very personal in all of the other games that he's played against top-tier quarterbacks. It has been the MO for the longest time that Sean McDermott teams don't play down to their competition. It's kind of been like that at times this year, but they have risen up against the best. I expect them to do the same. I think it's high scoring. I like the Bills 28-25 to get the win and keep that slim door open for another division title.
All right, 28-25.
Bills winning that one. Some comments in the chat. I think never let them take away your passion, Dan. So there's some nice chat comments.
Pops Mafia, great guy.
Dan is the man. We love that.
They're trying to.
They're
propping him up.
Yeah, they're like, let's go.
See, when I humanize myself.
I'm from here. My family was here.
Yeah, my family, my kids were here earlier, and they're reading the chat, guys. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Shane's
Ryan,
starting to read.
I was say, Taylor, your 1-year-old is reading the chat. So disappointed.
Like, everybody
with
hates
dad.
my dad.
Well, you're in the lead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I am in the lead for the records this season. And just a reminder, if I win, we will have Mike and Dan here have to do the punishment second year in a row.
Well, think about it. What Dan's punishment is what he's going through right now, except he has to read them out loud.
Exactly.
What our punishment would be.
Yeah, so for my punishment, if I win, when I win, actually, we're going to do that, I will have these two eat progressively spicier hot wings, like we've seen probably on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel, and read progressively funnier, mean, good-natured tweets about them.
It's going to be the easiest job you've ever had to do.
Good-natured tweets.
Good-natured, funny, good-natured, mean tweets. We'll have some fun.
Dan.
I hate Dan. I'll definitely read that one too. Dan sucks. For my pick in this game, I have the Bills winning this one, 27-21. I think for the Bills, you are the more poised team. Look, I think the Patriots, they've had a fantastic run, winning 10 games in a row. But I think for the Bills, you've gone through adversity this season. You are Buffalo. You have the NFL MVP. Josh Allen has been playing fantastic coming off that game. I think this is just a spot to show your poise. You're in a tough road environment. This is going to be a cold weather game, but it is December, and you have the AFC East title on the line for the Patriots. You cannot allow that to happen. And for that, I just think the Bills are going to take care of business, honestly. I think James Cook will have a big game. I think, let's see if Dawson Knox has a touchdown. I'll predict that as well. But I just think the Bills, their X factor is their experience, and I expect that to show up on Sunday.
Yeah, I think you made a good point. I think this game is personal for a couple of people. I think it's personal for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He finds these things, and it's not specifically about Drake May. It is about this young quarterback who everybody is saying, it's the next Josh Allen. Patriots have their guy. All that's fine and dandy. Josh is still Josh Allen, and he lost to him earlier in the year. And also for Sean McDermott, he hears what everybody says about Mike Vrabel, who's probably going to win Coach of the Year.
Absolutely.
Right? He has a great chance to win it. He's had a mixed response with Mike Vrabel. Lost to him this year, lost to him a couple of times when he was with Tennessee, including, one really ugly game, but that was during COVID. Sean McDermott doesn't lose twice in a year. It just doesn't happen
To
with
the
this
same team. To the same team.
To the same team, yes. Same team twice in a year. I think it's personal for all of them, and I think it's a tough game. I got the Bills winning at 31-23.
All right, so we are all going Buffalo in our predictions.
There have been times when we have all been against the Bills when we've done some of these live shows. Like,
Yeah.
We got booed.
Yeah,
Yes, we've got booed.
I'm not afraid to pander, but like this is. I felt better about even last week before that kickoff. I said I felt better about the Bills going to New England and winning than I did them at home against the Bengals. Like I just think it's a better matchup, and like you said, I think they learned a lot from that game. And I do trust Sean McDermott and that coaching staff to make adjustments needed.
And oddly, I think the Bills beating the Patriots could eventually be a good thing for the Patriots.
Yes.
Getting beat by this team, because I think
Stephon
they're playing.
Diggs says that it's giving them fuel and a chip on their shoulder. Mike, what would that do for the fuel?
Well, they'd be underdogs in the last game, so
They're going to play each other in the playoffs.
They're going to play in the
Say,
playoffs.
this does feel like a playoff game, though.
Yeah.
A playoff primer. And that's what's so cool about this game is there are actual implications. But for Buffalo, they're going to be motivated. But for the Patriots, it's the same way. All right, let's do credit to me before we wrap up.
Let everybody know what credit to me is, in
Okay.
case everybody doesn't know.
What is credit to me?
Credit to me is our chance to say something. Usually Jenna and I say something, and Dan... Well, actually, no. Dan's credit to me's are always very sweet.
Yes,
it's the
they
rest
are.
of the time when he takes credit to me.
Yeah, I was
Right?
going to say. So the podcast for Dan is credit to me.
Right.
And then the last little segment is credit to someone else. Do you want to start with credit to me?
No, you can start.
Okay, my credit to me. So my family is back there.
Cottrell family
I was
right
saying,
here in the
my
middle.
mom, my sister, Molly and Mal, my friends, my in-laws, my husband. Yeah, that's Molly. If you hear someone screeching,
Molly,
that's her.
calm down, please.
Don't worry about
Molly.
buying her another drink. Molly loves Mike.
Molly's
had enough.
Molly loves Mike. I just want to give them a shout out. They're my credit to you guys because I always feel just so loved and appreciated. And I know you guys make the time to take time out of your day to support me, and I really love that. And then also, I want to say credit to Webster. I moved here a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And it's been really cool to just...
life is worth living.
Where life is worth living.
There we go.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, when I moved out to Webster, I didn't know what to expect, but we have a lovely home in our community. Like, it's been really fun to explore. So I credit to... I got it. Okay, light sentimental moment here. Coming up in February is my 10 years in Rochester.
10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
I know. Can you believe it? I was 8 when I started.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was good.
Who was the brilliant guy that hired you?
I don't know. I think he quit.
Who's the idiot that hired me?
Twice. No, but it's been really fun to build community here, so thank you. All right, go ahead.
So my simple credit to me, I've replaced 11 outlet poles switches in my house, and I didn't electrocute myself. So that's
Are you a certified electrician?
Nope. I had to ask our handyman Chuck to help me out. I texted him 17 times. But on a more serious note, like talking to Jenna, like credit to my family. Like they're here now as well. Again, I grew up in Webster. This is kind of a surreal moment for me, like playing hockey at Webster Thomas and all of these kind of things. Like my parents came to this place religiously. It's where we watch Sabres games. It's where we watch games. So it's pretty cool to be sitting here and they're here and other people are spending their time to come here. It's kind of crazy.
They're here to see Jenna and
I
me.
was saying.
Yeah, that's it too.
They're like, who's that annoying guy?
But again, my wife was here. Our 3 kids were here. She's the rock of the family. I'm chasing around our 2-year-old. People are kind of saying, enjoy these moments and things like that. To have everybody here, Mike, your wife's here, and Benny and everybody, like, it's really cool. This one strangely felt a lot. This one felt
truly.
like the most excited I've been to do one of these live podcasts, to have this crowd here. Again, grew up in Webster. This was just a really cool thing to kind of come back here. I was telling Renee, I think I had my first legal beer here.
Did you have your first illegal beer?
Nope. No, this is a great establishment here at TC Hooligans. But yeah, so it's just really cool. It takes a village to raise a family, and my babies were with my mom earlier today and all of that. So again, wouldn't be able to do what our job is, and for as much time and effort that we put into this, if it wasn't for my wife, my family, my in-laws, all of these things. So just really appreciate all the credit and the moment that this is.
Awesome. Oh, it's great, Dan. Great.
Yeah.
So I have family here, too. My wife, Jenny, is out there. She's going to be mad. Benny's here with her. Our friends, the Patrons, Webster. That's our Webster connection here.
Love it.
They're out here. He's a Packers fan, but we'll let him slide with that. And it's great. And you guys talked about family. I've been checking my phone. I'm nonstop checking my phone. Is nothing yet. My daughter is a week away from what will be our third granddaughter. So, in an odd way, I'm keeping up with Dan. He keeps having girls. My kids keep having girls. But it's awesome. So I always am looking like I haven't heard anything tonight. So we're good. We're good for tonight. But it's just great to have family and friends, and it's nice to have everybody out here tonight to be with us.
Credit to the TC Hooligan staff. Dan, the general manager,
Awesome.
has always been great. Treats my
Great place.
family like they're royalty. That's why my parents are always here twice a week. Renee will be like, do you think that your parents could watch the kids for us to go out for a date night? It's like, that's the Sabres game's on. They're at Hooligans.
Hooligans, they're here.
That's probably how this works. But again, really cool. Like, the tables were reserved, like sold out. Like, this is wild.
This is cool.
To have this kind of event here. And everybody that we got to meet, if we haven't, we'll stick around to say hi afterwards. But just really cool night, and shout out to TC Hooligans.
I was going to say, and credit to you all, because thank you so much for coming out. This is always so much fun. We always so enjoy getting to meet everyone, and so just thank you all. Credit to you all. Let's give a round of applause just for everyone here.
Thank you.
Hooligans, Bud Light, so much fun. So,
Jenna and I we're heading out to Foxborough. We'll be there for the game. You know, you can follow everything we do on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel.
And please be sure to like, comment, and
subscribe.
Oh, my God. I can tell that looks bad. I don't even need the monitor to know. Whose head is this big?
Surprisingly, it's not Dan's. There we go.
All right, thank you all so much for joining us here. Again, shout out Hooligans, shout out Bud Light, shout out you all. Thank you so much for the Buffalo Plus channel. Thank you, and have a great night. Thank you all.
This is the Buffalo Plus Podcast.